Oh man.
Anyone who tells you otherwise is that low skill
Dude,
player.
I mean, I don't know, man. I play the Enigma Beastmaster junglers, and I just like run at
Uh-oh, I
heroes.
got bad news for you, Ricky.
I would just play those heroes in the jungle and get like a 6-minute mech and just run at lanes. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Let's shift it back though. Bring it back to talking about this draft because we got some interesting picks this time around. Doesn't look exactly like it did in the previous patch. In fact, the Tidehunter's a little bit surprising to me. The Bane, it's back, baby.
They picked it, yeah. I mean, we saw them first pick this. It did get the response to the Abaddon. The one thing that I'm actually really interested in watching is the Chaos Knight because I think this hero did get some pretty solid buffs. Surprisingly, I think he was already okay. He was a bit of a niche pick. Sometimes we'd see him in the off lane. I think specifically we've seen Beast Coast pick this up in the off lane before in this tournament already on Whisper, and likely to be the case what we're seeing here. But yeah, I think Chaos Knight he can be really strong. I'm curious if they're. I was gonna say I'm curious if they're just gonna go for the Luna, and they do. They did this exact same draft. All right, yeah, it's gonna be CK Luna.
Yeah. Speaking of, do you see the change they did to Chaos Knight? Or one of the big ones.
Which one?
I guess it's not the big one. It's a very niche thing. I didn't even know this was mechanic in the game, but Strong Illusion is a dispellable buff apparently.
Yeah, it used to be a dispellable buff. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so yeah, it was if like Brew Split, like AoE like purge, the illusions wouldn't disappear, but they would lose their like dispellable buff, and then you could just purge them again and they would all die. It was very cool.
Didn't they take a bunch of damage because they were summoned units anyway, though?
Yes, something like that. I don't know. There was a way that you could dispel them. I can't remember how it was, but there was a way. Oh, nullifier, I think is what it was. I think you could nullify the illusion and then immediately purge it is what it was. You could like nullify the illusion and hex it and it would instant die.
That doesn't sound like something that's good to do.
Yeah, so there was just like different.
I mean, it sounds like a waste of a nullifier.
No, I'm just saying there were like different ways around like just insta killing illusions, which was not intended. Like you said, there were strong illusions for a reason.
Well, I'll get opportunity to talk about some of these Rubik buffs. He is my favorite hero. They ended up reducing the cooldown. Yep.
I thought Earth Spirit was your favorite hero.
I said one of. Didn't I say one of?
You said
just now.
I think you said my favorite hero, and I was like, that's a lie. I was like, you're gonna do your boy Earth Spirit like this?
No. Well, Earth Spirit and Rubik are my two favorite heroes. Earth Spirit's definitely my favorite, but they ended up reducing the cooldown of spell steal at early levels, and they increased the projectile speed, so the spells would come to you slightly faster than they would before. And you can spam them out. It's only 10-second cooldown at level 3 now, so it doesn't feel awful not rushing in eggs. Yeah, you definitely get them off a lot more in the team fights. Level 1, it went from 26-second cooldown to 20 as well. And they ended up changing around his talents at 10 and 15 as well. His 10 and 15 talents felt really awful as support before. Now, the Boros hero damage changed into the Fade Bolt damage reduction, and the 15 talent with 100 plus base damage turns to minus 20% stolen spell cooldown.
One of the things I absolutely hated was the fact that they just like it was one of those things that we were talking about, like where they just kind of like figure it out, see if it's good, like play heroes how they're not supposed to be played. Rubik is a right clicker. Turns out it wasn't good. Turns out it was really bad, and so they just trashed both the talents and then they replaced them with actually good spellcasting talents. And I think the cooldown reduction on stolen spells is absurd. That talent has to be one of the coolest talents and potentially game breaking for Rubik, so I'm really excited to see that one. Furia go back and they pick up the Phantom Lancer. What do you know?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I always say. You've already got the Leshrac yourself. You weren't really able to pick it on the side of Beast Coast to grab the Luna instead, but they're going to be playing a lot faster on this side, and they finally pick up another tanky frontliner.
Yeah, they pick up the Kunkka here. Obviously a worthy adversary to the Tidehunter, but I would say overall, I see Leo once again on the Phantom Lancer. It is a little bit more rough into the Luna instead of the Gyro, right? Just the glaives are a little bit better at clearing out the illusions. You also do have Chris Luck on Kunkka, which has a lot of cleave, but these are all heroes that really do rely on mana. Like, realistically, Chaos Knight and Kunkka need mana to do stuff in these fights. And if we see a similar build from the PL, like this Diffusal into Heart, I feel like he's just going to be unkillable again. I don't know, Nev, what do you think?
I think it's going to be easier for them to close this game out. It's harder for the heroes on Furia to bring down these tanky Beast Coast heroes. Luna's going to bring out a lot of damage as well. Whisper usually just pops off when he's on this Chaos Knight too. So I'm pretty confident in them this game. And I'm kind of excited to see a potential Silver Edge come up super early on Chris Luck. That's something that we were talking about last night as well. The fact that Kunkka probably is one of the few heroes that are able to still build that up because he likes building. He doesn't hate building Shadow Blade. He likes building a crit. It could fit here. The Dispel is also pretty nice against Tide.
That's true. Yeah, it is not bad. Like you said, one of the few heroes that could actually justify building it. I'm excited to see how this game plays out. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, this is a final game of this best of 3. It is an elimination series between Furia and Beast Coast. So both teams need a big win here. Only one, though, is going to be able to come out ahead.
All right, let's go. Now, I did talk to Duster as well to see if I could grab him for a post-game interview. We ended up grabbing him before. So we're going to have Mr. Coast on one side, or Duster on the other, depending on who wins here. Hope they've got some interesting stuff to share, but what's better than this here, Ricky? I got my good friend with me. I got my Mate here, and I got game 3 of the first game of playoffs on a new patch. Feels good.
That's a pretty dang good timeline to be in, I'll be honest. Whisper. Ooh, he hasn't seen him. He's going to find RDO now, realizing he needs to back off a little bit. They are looking for Chris Luck, though, in the mid lane. There's going to be the Nightmare. Follow this up with a split Earth. Now the question is, do they have the damage to actually finish off Chris Luck under the tower? That was a stupid question. Of course they do.
Did you ever doubt Furia again?
Jeez, Bane did 197 damage there with that Nightmare and just the auto attacks.
Yeah. The pure damage really does add up. It ends up being like the same as 2 auto attacks, I think, over the duration of it in 60 pure. Or almost that much. It allows you to reposition your hero on top and then get an extra auto attack or 2 off as well. I'll be surprised if Stinger tries to contest this rune. They might just be forced to give this one up. If Duster can get on top of him with a sleep, he can set up on a kill here as well, but giving up that kill.
And they're just going to go 2 for 2 on the runes, but Furia, again, with that first blood, off to a pretty good start. Got to be pretty happy about that one. Now, I'm looking at this game. The cooldown reduction on stolen spells, I feel like that is going to be incredible if he gets any of Lion spells. That's the one thing. Like, getting Earth Spike off of this, not only do you have the increased stun duration, or like the spell amp on these from like Arcane Supremacy in the cast range, but then just it also having a 25% lower cooldown is quite nice.
Yeah. A lot of the things that he steals, you know, I can do whatever you can do better, and now faster.
Yeah. And
you
more
don't
often,
have the yeah. Faster and more often. Oh, I guess it comes out faster. That's what you meant.
Yeah. Like he just has no cast point. He doesn't have to like pump fake, and he's just like, boop.
Yeah.
Leo top lane getting really aggressive on Stinger and Duster. He thought about going for the Nightmare there. Stinger able to drop that aphotic shield though. They still might do this. They're debating for sure, but
yeah. I do like how they decide to do these lanes though. You don't want to play against a double disable here. Chaos Knight and Lion against your safe lane carry is not the play.
Yeah.
Putting against the Luna instead.
We saw Furia in a game the other day decide not to adjust their lanes at the beginning and just try and play with the sacked lanes, and it did not work, right? So
yeah,
I like this decision, recognizing this much earlier, just saying, okay, you know, we're not going to put our boy in a bad spot. Bottom lane Tidehunter falling incredibly low. Nearly dies here in the process, down to 20 HP, and Kunkka in the mid lane at 70. All right, he's got no mana though. Everyone playing on a sliver of HP right now.
Water runes aren't going to heal you too much on Kunkka anymore either, so Horse should just end up getting himself a salve. Bottle heal you back up here on left. They did nerf the amount of HP the bottle heals you ever so slightly.
It also
HP.
takes longer too.
Yeah. Slightly longer, slightly less HP, doesn't feel as good. I mean, Bottle is just so good in the mid lane with the water runes right now. Even this light nerf, I imagine, isn't going to change things too much, but it's interesting how little they decided to nerf it by, just 5 HP per charge. These things do end up adding up. Leshrac, still no mana to work with here. Chris ended up grabbing one of the water runes here, just so Leshrac wouldn't be able to grab it, and so he's not going to be able to lane against the Kunkka nearly as well. Oh, never mind, he mangoes up here on a Leshrac.
Oof, stomp off the mark, though.
What can you do?
I'm excited to see how Whisper does in the Chaos Knight this game. I mean, they didn't really change a whole lot. It was mainly Reality Rift getting a little bit of well, did they actually hold on? I meant to. Oh.
Yep, it's the sorry.
Leo goes down top. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually the Reality Rift. They ended up increasing the cast range with the level 10 talent, so it's much easier to get on top of heroes and grab them. You're about to lose sexy fat.
Telekinesis last second. Mid-attack animation actually interrupts the second attack there on the Lion as well, so that was just really well played there by RDO.
He'll back up now. Up in the top lane, chasing down Duster, but they won't be able to grab him. He's still got he's got boots available, and Luna does not, so he's going to get him up and away. They haven't stacked up any neutral or any ancient camps here, despite the fact that they do have a Tide Hunter on their side, which is surprising.
Duster's kind of getting dove here a little bit. But Schofield just took a lot of tower damage, actually. He just wasn't able to drop tower aggro. And Sexfat ends up going down bottom lane to Lion and Chaos Knight. I guess that was kind of an inevitable.
Yep. Dive's still happening up here in the top lane, going on Leo's style underneath the tower. It looks like Duster close to finish off, but not quite.
Just barely surviving there. They're going to go ahead and try and tangle themselves back up. But Luna wants to get aggressive here. Has to be careful about these lance spams. And Leo, I mean, he's got a lot of mana left. Duster, he just kind of puts himself in harm's way trying to trade, but the shield last second from Stinger actually saves the Luna. And the question is, can he get these kills? Trying to take down one. Now the Aphotic Shield does pop. Doesn't have any mana for another lance. And Schofield just pushing Leo underneath the tower. One more auto attack. He gets him. What patient play here from Stinger. Making sure to bait out that Phantom Lancer as long as possible.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They end up decreasing. Oh.
Well, Duster is going to get himself what we like to refer to as a freebie.
Not bad, but I guess you kind of had to take that one. He wasn't going to stick around and wait for your carry to come back. So Duster's going to find a little bit of XP there and get himself close to level 6. Hopefully he can find some turnaround kills for his Phantom Lancer once he's got it. But that was like, yeah, they ended up decreasing the cast range of the Abaddon, but you still have the effects of like the much faster Aphotic Shield coming out than usual. He ended up trying to bait him with that wand there as well. He was holding on to it to the very last moment on Schofield, hoping for the PL to continue to dive him, and he did.
A lot happened in the mid lane. A rune gonna spawn bottom, and RDO is actually rotating up to snag it. Obviously, Dire do have word of this, so they will see RDO heading up into the triangle too.
That should help.
Chris Luck doesn't have the boat, but a lot of damage here coming out from the Rubik. He's got to be careful. He can't afford to die here. And RDO, he can honestly turn on to Monster.
Yep.
He's got a 13 wand charge, though. So I think Monster will be fine.
Yeah, if he got that last zap off, he would have just killed him there. But moved into the fog before that one came out onto him. If he had vision, he definitely would have gone down. But that was very smart there by RDO. Cool, calm, and collected.
Ooh, Monster.
Brown Monster's dead.
He's might end up going down here at the end, and he does. And Whisper, Router pulls the Tide Hunter right on top of you. It's not really where you want him to be. Gonna have to just pop the Phantasm. I don't think this is gonna matter, sir. No, he just cleans him up.
I did really like what the Rubik was doing there. RDO, he realized he got the double teamant room. The Kunk is like fairly low. It doesn't matter if two heroes are running at you. If you can just like threaten them both by getting kills off of them. Rubik has a fair amount of base damage as well, so zoning them both out there, then end up turning things around and getting that punish kills off of 2 heroes in the bottom lane was very sick.
Yeah, that was overall really well done. Sexy Fat now level 6, and the mana boots completed there on RDO gives Sexy Fat plenty of mana to work with, as Ravage is now online.
Yep. So, I'm gonna continue to harass him with these Fade Bolts and whatnot. But Whisper, I think he made one of the worst decisions heading into the trees to try and get away there, because all he did was made so there's lots of places for him to turn around. He's got a lot of movement speed compared to the Tidehunter. Chaos Knight is one of the fastest heroes in the game.
Now you're fish food.
Gonna find a kill onto Baden up here in the top lane, so now he's gonna push the tower here. Diabolic Edict, this one was changed around as well. It deals pure damage, but doesn't do bonus damage to towers anymore. I think it's
the exact same amount of damage to towers. I think we calculated it. Because towers, like, armor is 12, then 16. Yeah, so is tier 4s higher? Yeah, 20. So it's less damage to tier 3 and tier 4s. The same damage to tier 1s and tier 2s, I think.
All right. When you say we calculated, it certainly doesn't sound like me, because I can't do that kind of math.
Yeah, it was not.
Who was that, Mr. V?
No, I think I was going. I think at that point it was Ruby. We were looking at patch notes.
Okay, that sounds about right. Definitely not me. Top lane. Suits can't quite get on top of Red Monster. In fact, they're just gonna clear out.
Rune, though. Honestly, he is gonna get on top of him. He just continues the chase here. In comes Whisper with this Phantasm, but is it really in time? A huge Ravage comes out of the backside. They're gonna lose so many heroes here. This Pulse Nova is just doing so much work, but it's gonna be a stolen boat back the other way, stunning down this Chaos Knight. That Coco's run buff lasts so long, giving them so much damage reduction, but now that it's expired, they fall one by one. Ends up being 3 kills here for the side of Furia, plus Sexy Fat's about to enjoy himself a nice big snack.
Yep, that's exactly why they didn't stack themselves over on the other side of the map. The enemies did it for you over here. Get to reap those benefits. I'm surprised how long Leshrac survived in that team fight. I guess the stolen boat is keeping him alive a little bit longer there. He didn't end up dropping his level 1 split earth either. Just opted to just spam out his other spells. Speaking of, doesn't Kunkka them in. They lose Kunkka. It's got to be so much more damage than you're used to, the pure damage from the Diabolic Edict.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be, right? That makes no other sense. Otherwise, Sexy Fat finally gets punished bottom in this triangle for his positioning. Finger Death comes out from the Lion to help secure that. RDO, though, he's got a level 3 Aphotic Shield. So he can just continue playing aggressive here, and with Leshrac rotating over now. Ooh, Chaos Bolt, only level 1 though. Nice stun there from Red Monster though.
Yeah, it's 112 pure damage per second. It's a lot of damage.
What is
112?
Edict?
Yep.
Yeah, 4 explosions per second. Moose? Moose?
Mouse. Moose. Let's go, RDO.
Alright, he's struggling, dude. It's fine.
The true heroes are the ones who wait all the way.
All right. Leo, now working on, still working on his Diffusal Blade. Gonna struggle to come online before he has that one, but his team making tons of space for him. They're 2k net worth advantage at this point in the game. If they could get their hands on that mid tower, make things a little bit easier, but they're defending it with their lives here on Beast Coast. Every time they try to invade the triangle and move towards this mid tower, they rotate just like 4 or 5 heroes over there.
Yeah, I mean, they are at least farming really well on Luna. Like, Schofield has had a lot of space to grab net worth this game. He's got the Mask of Madness completed. The Phantom Lancer is second on net worth, though, and closing in on the Diffusal. And we saw last game, you know, what happened as soon as he got there. It just started to fall apart for the side of Beast Coast, so definitely something they're going to be worried about.
You look ravaged.
All right. Duster. Looking to set... I mean, Sexy Fat's still got, yeah, he's got Ravage back up. Never mind. They could look to take a fight here in the bottom lane, but even though they want to set up in mid, they've got like so much AoE on the side of Beast Coast. I don't think Fury going to be able to push that tower even still. They'll try. Tooth's putting himself in position for this, but Stinger's already here and Lion not far behind him. taking the aphotic shield as well.
Yeah, and bottom lane, Bane just gonna get caught in the river here, trying to go for that rune.
They're stopping them from setting up around this mid tower here. Every time Leshrac gets closer, they start to move a couple Furia heroes over here, but Beast Coast just stopped them. I think they'll need BKBs before they're really able to fight into them. At the very least, like, Phantom Lancer isn't going to be able to do it with just the Fuser Blade. They'll need something else on top of that. Not worth... Furia's doing alright, but Schofield is still sitting at the top, but 1,500 ahead of the Phantom Lancer.
I really like that Chaos Knight has the pig pull. Just all stats are great for this hero in general, but I also just really want to see like him phantasm something and just like pig pull. And then you see all of the phantasm illusions as little pigs. They managed to find Sexy Fat here. Tidehunter, he can't get the Ravage off, and now they've managed to Fiend Script the Abad, and as a response, pulling this Leshrac underneath the tower. He's got to be careful. So much damage coming through. Another Reality Rift. It's available. Can they keep him inside the Luna's range? The stuns are there. They get the kill.
Yeah. Too much damage coming out. Even though they didn't have the hard lockdown, Lion already expended all of his spells. Like, still bring down the Leshrac. Again, this is why you need BKBs. It's hard to get out of these fights once you commit.
I mean, they just permanently stunned up that Tidehunter, right? Like,
yeah,
that was so good.
Regardless of Kraken shell, he ends up getting blown up. This will give Luna more time to farm. Again, they just can't take this tower. Every time they try to go for it, they get punished. Beastcoast are playing around on all their supports, and this is part of the issue. Like, they've been playing these three tanky frontliners. They've got Abaddon, Kunkka, and Chaos Knight. It's hard to get any of them. Even here, all right. I do manage to get Chris Luck. Stinger came in a little bit too late there.
And Stinger, I mean, he's got borrowed time, but there is an X here on RDO. There is no chance you can get out. Like you said, no one's coming to save you at this point. Another kill going the way of Seuss here on the Leshrac as he finally picks up this mid lane tier 1 tower. Something that's been a real thorn in their side for a while here.
I feel like I cursed them right there.
There might have been a little bit of a caster curse.
Off not to defend that one. Schofield's just going to TP back here to the mid lane. They continue to pressure forward, though. I do have Ravage available on the Tidehunter, but Chaos Knight probably not the hero you want to initiate if you catch him out, and he's the furthest one forward. Oh my god, almost 2,000 HP.
They're going to bring a few heroes bottom. I mean, they could try and put pressure on this tier 1. The problem is Beast Coast have been unable to claim any towers right now. And with the threat of Ravage, as well as Fiend's Grip, like if you go too far under a tower, like the amount that Furia can respond with is pretty rough to deal with.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're already set up down here on the tier 1. This isn't going to be worth defending, so Beast Coast. Instead, they'll push the mid tower.
Yeah.
I imagine they'll be able to... You're probably just fortified right now, yeah. Get them to waste this Diabolic Edict here, the catapult on top of your tower as well. Schofield's got to be a little bit careful. Tender would love to set up on him, but he doesn't have a Blink Dagger yet, so end up taking the tier 1 on the bottom lane. I'm not sure how much damage they're going to get to this tier 2 tower. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to sack the bottom. I'll have a fight in the river, and he's got a hasty on the Leshrac.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just super quick.
I thought they'd commit for a fight there, but again, no Blink Dagger on Tidehunter. It's difficult to get on top of these heroes unless Beast Coast are forced to fight into you, and they kind of were able to when they were defending the tier 1 tower, but eventually they just gave that one up. So they get the bottom tier 1. They aren't forced to give anything up. They're still hanging around the mid. If Leshrac isn't here, they won't be able to get the damage off, but I think he just sits in the trees and, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Press it. Activate it.
Did I say earlier that it was worse against tier 2s, tier 3s? Because it's definitely the opposite.
No, you said, maybe?
It's definitely, I don't remember which one I said. It's definitely better against tier 2, tier 3s because they gain more armor, right? And it doesn't, it ignores armor. So, I mean, that's clearly what I was meaning to say. It's about the same to tier 1 as far as effective damage.
Yeah.
But...
Well, all 5 heroes on the side of Beast Coast here. Still no BKB on the Luna, but Sanjay Yasha completed.
Sexbat just jumps the Ravage, and They're gonna turn it onto the Luna, but there's no one else here to lay into this on the backside. It's Whisper just focusing down Zeus, the Finger of Death, able to find the kill. Whisper trying to get away. Not gonna happen. Sexy Fat falls as well. I mean, this is Phantom Lancer trying to join up the fight for the first time, but that is not how you want to initiate this one. And Furia just gets super punished.
I thought they might go for Roshan after taking that one, but it would be pretty obvious. So instead, they're going to go for the tier 1 tower mid to establish a little bit more map control. Whisper played that perfectly. It's the Leshrac who's doing the majority of the hero damage here. If you can take him down first, then you're in a really good place to start these fights.
He's in fact
going for the he's in fact going for a Blink Dagger immediately after his BKB, which is just perfect itemization for this game. The PL will eventually become a problem. We talked about that in the last game. It's exactly what ended up happening. He's just the king of the late game. But for now, you're not going to be able to kill any of these heroes if you don't have the Leshrac. You don't have the damage without this hero.
Yeah, if you manage to stay far enough ahead, you can make it work. But if this PL starts to, you know, get an item or two up on you, you're real struggling here. Oh
Duster?
no, Duster canceled Fiend's Grip.
You look ravaged.
Uh-oh. That's that's rough. What can you do?
That's a rough one. I mean, that's the cast point reduction, which is kind of funny. You probably didn't think it was gonna go off.
He's probably not used to it yet. Is probably what it was. It's 0.4 seconds before they ended up halving it. So in a clutch situation, you'd be like, all right, I got to cancel this one before it goes off. Duster, it looks like he's just gonna drop here.
Not a whole lot you can do. Just sticking around a little bit too long there in the triangle. They're also gonna get the D ward, so that's really well played here by Red Monster. And now again, focusing on this mid lane tower, they need to be able to bring this down. No Ravage for about 30 seconds, so should be a pretty easy target.
Yeah. Look at Tidehunter here. It's Sexy Fat difficult to bring down behind between these two towers until the Hood of Defiance.
Just slightly mistimed there on the Lion to try and follow up on the Leshrac there, but
looks like they're gonna lose this tower here. Still 7 seconds before Ravage is available. So they could look to turn this one around now, though.
I don't think beastcoast want to give it to him, right? They got the objective they wanted. They just needed that mid tower. They're gonna go farm up some more on the Luna. She's queuing up that Scotty. She has that Grove Bow Dragonlance. Like, she is very, very, very strong, but you still have a Phantom Lancer problem. He's got the Diffusal, Sanjin Yasha completed, and exactly the same build as last game that we were talking about. It's just too good this game as well. Just a shard into Heart of Tarask.
Yeah, they've got a little bit more hard lockdown this game. It's going to be difficult to play against the Chaos Bolt and all of Lion's spells, but I don't know. Once the heart's complete, unsaid heart's complete, it's just a different game. I do think they have a little bit more burst too. I don't know. And the Radiance did come out faster this time. Chris Luck has it completed on the Kunkka, so mischance will be there. Luna not going a Butterfly right away, instead going for an Eye of Scotty, which I do like quite a bit against a Leshrac.
Just itemization changes, basically, is what we're seeing, right? Which makes a real difference.
Yeah, I guess it does help that they've got their analyst playing with them. He's probably focusing on different things this game. Speaking of their analyst.
Yeah, beautiful setup here. Chris Luck helping set that fight, and Finger of Death into a quick cleave. They get the kill onto Zeus Leshrac once again, who... he's kind of fallen off now after he's died 4 times. Like, every fight, like you're saying, it's just Whisper targeting him perfectly, making sure that that's the hero he's jumping.
He's doing an excellent job of shutting down this Leshrac. Zeus is struggling to have a game at this point.
All right,
I mean, I guess
have a PL problem.
Kind of. Your PL problem doesn't really start until the heart. At this point, he's very annoying to get on top of really quickly and burn out a lot of mana, but you don't truly have a PL problem until he feels unkillable.
It's all right. Just get Lion to level 25. AoE Hex will come out. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Copium?
Copium.
No, actually a pretty even game overall.
He's going for the shard on Lion to get on top of these heroes. If the Leshrac runs at him, he's got the shard as well. He can just like press mana drain on him or any nearby target, and suddenly he's not dying. He'll still die to the pure damage Diabolic Edict, but nothing else is able to touch him. Yeah, Whisper farming up that Blink Dagger now. We talked about that. His first item, BKB. Second one, he knows it's his job just to stay on top of this Leshrac. And Leshrac knows that that's this Chaos Knight's job as well. So he's going for a BKB. Absolutely needs this one to be able to fight into the Beast Coast heroes. And I think probably want to get that eventually on Leo as well. If you want to somehow jump the line on the back line in these team fights.
I think PL, like, all he has to do is throw lances, right? I think that's like his jump on the back fight, on the back line, kind of. It's just like throwing lances at like Luna or Chris Luck and hoping that the lance like bounces to either the Abaddon or the Lion. And like whenever he sees his opening, he can go ahead. Excuse me.
They're right there, buddy.
Almost died. We're fine. But anyway,
Oh, God.
use that opening to find one of these heroes. Smoking up to the top lane, looking for Sooth once again, and Red Monster, the initiation, a quick Fiend's Grip comes through, but that's just an Eclipse. There is no chance you're getting out of that one, and on the backside of the fight, Red Monster, give him the finger, man. This is it. You need it. You gotta give it to Red Monster, right? There's no way. Oh, come on. It'd been funny.
Not worth Red Monster's mana.
No, it's definitely worth it if you
though.
find Sexy Fat mid lane, though, as they're able to jump the gap there, and here comes out right away. We'll get the kill. He doesn't get the stack, but a lot of damage coming in from Whisper here on this CK now.
Yeah. And now Red Monster pinging out Roshan going into this one. Stinger, he's going to start whacking away at it. They have Vladimir's offering as well on the Abaddon.
So he also has Brigand's Blade here on Chaos Knight. So my guess is it does actually work on illusions, which needs to not be the case.
That's neat. I kind of like that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, sir.
If it's on my team, I like it. If it's on the enemy team, then it's awful and needs to be changed right away.
Luna does finish up that butterfly, just summon the Mask of Madness for that. Now, of course, going for the Satanic, the classic progression there. After neph, what, you think just Shard again? Or do you tank up and try to deal with this Phantom Lancer? Is that your job?
I think I don't know, it's hard to say. I think PL should I don't think you tank up against the PL. I think you just try to burst him down.
You just gotta get damage, things like, so after this, like probably Daedalus or something.
Yeah.
Theo should be able to get the bottom tier 1 tower, but it's not a great trade as you're losing the tier 2 top in the process. Now a 7k gold lead for the side of Beast Coast.
You definitely don't tank up when you're fighting a Phantom Lancer. You just need to be able to burst him as quick as possible, like in the initial disable that you have. If you take any extended fight against the hero, he's always going to out-heal you and become hard to find the right one again because it's going to create more and more illusions. In fact, they're looking to close this game out early again. They don't want to take this late against Furia.
Whisper just got his blink delivered, so he is ready to go. He wants to just find Duster as one of these heroes on the backside. He's got vision up here if he wants to do it, and debating on when he wants to go. But just going to focus on the tower, it seems, as Schofield doing a lot of work. There's going to be the X. Nice Nightmare dodge there from
Very
Duster.
good Ravage.
Whisper goes in, he finds Zeus, forces the BKB, but Sexfat responds with a 5-man Ravage on the backside, holding in place. They're able to take down the CK. Schofield, Aegis, gonna get claimed here in just a moment. He's still alive somehow for so long. Stinger finally falls on the backside here. The Abaddon saves are offline, and it's just Leo cleaning house once again as Schofield is all alone on the high ground, drops the Eclipse, but just dies. Triple kill for the Phantom Lancer. Chris Luck does find a return there onto Sexy Fat with a big cleave. Astrud might give him the space he needs to run away, but neph,
we're here.
I think it's a little bit of deja vu, brother. I don't know. Oh, they might have actually found Kunkka. Oh, he had an invis? Oh, boy. That is a nice invis rune right there.
Yeah, you're going to wish you had detection for that one. In fact, he's hanging around. He forgot to turn his radiance off, though, so they know that he's here. Yeah. But yeah, serious case of deja vu. That Luna didn't end up going down. That was due to the Abaddon, by the way. He's got himself a Vladimir's offering this game, so that and the Mask of Death on the Luna just mean that she had 30% lifesteal. She was sitting at no HP, and all the heroes in Furia are like, all right, she'll be finished off by like AOE spells or something. We don't need to stay on her, but just managed to keep herself alive by continuing to get those auto attacks off. But when she got back up, wishing she had a BKB or Satanic to be able to stand her ground and fight, or be able to burst down this Phantom Lancer like we're talking about. So at this point in the game, I don't know. He's going for another item to tank up as well, this Eye of Scotty. This also give her the extra healing reduction against Luna, who's working on this Satanic, and lower her movement speed by 50% as she tries to run away. Top lane, they managed to find Suits again, but he does have buyback.
Red Monster is making some great plays here on the line.
Schofield's dead.
That is bad. Is that Ravage? No, he just died.
Yep.
Well, they smoke up immediately after because, I mean, honestly, Fiend's Grip's coming off cooldown, and PL, I mean, he's the strongest hero by a landslide. You just got to figure out who you want to kill. Red Monster on the backside in a lot of trouble. Leo just tanking all of this up. The Torrent Storm, a little bit of a nuisance here, but they still can't find the right one. The BKBs have already been forced. Torrent, again, throwing him into the Sky's Duster, ends up going down here to Whisper. You've already lost the Abaddon. Telekinesis to cancel Kunkka's TP out. Whisper falls. Now Chris Luck, the one that he's got his eyes on next. These Torrents doing a lot of work. A little illusion toss to the backside. Monster able to purge it right away, but RDO finishes him off, and the chase continues as they get everybody.
That's a 5-man team wipe right there. Roshan not up for another 2 minutes and 30 seconds here, or 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but not even going to matter. They're going to take this tier 2 tower, which they happen to take to the enemy too, making this even easier to grab. And got even worse news for you. Unfortunately, Phantom Lancer is 800 gold off of this Eye of Scotty.
He's also level 24 now.
Yeah, one more level, and he's just going to feel unkillable in these team fights. 3,600 HP. He's still missing that point booster and ultimate orb. This game, it's turned on its head. At Beast Coast, you know, you do have ways of just controlling him up and ending this game, but I'm pretty sure those ways involve like bursting down these heroes. And Luna doesn't have that Daedalus done. Kunkka, he went for Radiance this game to get that extra mischance and I guess clear illusions down slowly, but against PL who has these items.
That's it. I mean, that's actually like one of those impossible to deal with items now for the Phantom Lancer, because you don't have the True Strike to kill off these illusions, and that's going to be really rough. Yeah, it gets worse and worse from here on out for the side of Beast Coast, and honestly, it's a lot of what we just saw last game. You try to go high ground once, you don't kill off the Phantom Lancer, and the thing is he's just ignoring Luna. He does not care about that hero at all. Hex comes out. Oh boy, that is a real sick ability to have on the Rubik right now. We talked early on how good it is going to be playing Rubik into a Lion, and you just have a 3.5 second Hex with like 1,000 cast range.
Yeah. 25% less cooldown as well. It's only a level 3 Hex. You're kind of under leveled right now on the Lion. Yeah. At least it was a level 3 Hex. You wanted to max out your other abilities first, but he managed to steal it again. It's going to be a 4-second Hex on a 9-second cooldown.
He's going to find a monster here potentially.
Yep. He's got
that's a spooky. He just popped a BKB here on Lesh. That might have been a misclick. He's really mad at Red Monster, I think is what it is. You know, Zeus has died now 3 times to that Lion, so I think it's he's a little bit frustrated. Leo, level 25 now, has a doppelganger cooldown talent, so good luck, Beast Coast. You got a real rough situation to deal with at this point. Chris Luck goes in with the BKB. They're gonna try to just bring down Sexy Fat, ignore the Phantom Lancer entirely, and it works. Duster still has that Fiend's Grip though, so you've got to be careful here on the side of Beast Coast. You cannot afford to get caught. The Orchid reveal there from the Chaos Knight not ends up panning out. But he's still got Phantasm, he's still got Blink. If you can find these supports on the back side and make it so it's just, you know, Beast Coast versus Phantom Lancer, maybe they're in a good spot. But Stinger, he's getting chased to the base by a bunch of illusions.
He's going to be fine, I hope. Okay, yeah, he's fine. Hopefully a bunch don't spawn on him immediately as he's trying to get back into the base. Looking at this game now,
all right,
72%. Yeah, 71 win probability for the Radiant, 29% for the Dire. I feel like that's generous here. Phantom Lancer just feels absolutely invincible at this point. I'm not sure how you bring this guy down. I mean, 7-2 is even better than he was doing in the last game. The Elven Tunic making things even more difficult. Now, Basha queued up into Abyssal Blade after that. You're just not getting away from him after that's done.
Yeah, Yeah, basically. I mean, there's just no one that is going to feel safe against this Phantom Lancer, and he has a bottled DD rune. Luna is in a really rough spot. They actually managed to find Duster, and Whisper just puts him in the grave. Leo, however, he pops the DD. He wants to fight. The question is, can he dodge these spells out? The Ravage comes through, holding him in place, but he's not dying, Neph. Schofield is not here to dump the damage, and now he's about to turn it around, looking to take down each of these heroes. Stinger is going to fall first. Whisper with the BKB protected for the moment, but it's not going to last for long. You got to be careful of the Luna as well. Drops the Lion down, able to find that kill, continue the chase here. There's a Hex, man. It's just constant uptime on this Hex. He's dead. The GG comes out. They know they've lost. You got no buyback on the Luna.
Yeah, there's nothing they're able to do. The Phantom Lancer, it wins 2 games in a row. Beast Coast, they're doing 5, but they just can't play into this PL. In the late game, once he's got this heart online, he's king. And there's nothing you're able to do. If you're going to take 2 games in a row the exact same way, that's a hell of a way to start the patch. I mean, he wasn't nerfed. People are going to go back to what they know until they figure out the patch. And this Phantom Lancer, it just works.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Rubik is pretty good if there's a Lion on the other team. Like you said, a 9-second cooldown, 4-second Hex. He combos it with a Yules, which was really funny. So you basically have like someone CC'd for 85% of the time.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah. Oh, you throw them up in the air, you give your team time to position over the hero, then you end up finishing them off. But I mean, XP and net worth, it was pretty even for a little while. Beast Coast had a tiny bit of an advantage for a bit, then eventually just brought it back. It was difficult to take these fights into them until you had the Blink Dagger on Tidehunter. That's when you were really able to turn things around. I mean, when Beast Coast tried to push a high ground, there's a beautiful like 5-man Ravage from Sexy Fat there. And just as you completed the heart on the PL, they were able to take that one. If you come online a little bit faster, get your first set of racks, you might have been able to split push them around the map, finish them off. But unfortunately, PL, when you stall things out for him, he's just too good. And that's what they managed to do with Leshrac. It really sucks because Whisper played so well in these team fights, targeting the Leshrac in the back. I feel like he itemized super well too, but it just didn't end up being enough.
Yeah, he did. It was just overall a really good performance from Furia. And honestly, I just like the draft for the most part. Like, you just take this Phantom Lancer knowing you have like the confidence in it to go late. And Beast Coast, they picked a bunch of different things here that they thought might be able to work with like dealing with this hero. And clearly not. He is still, like you said, the king of late game. There's nothing you can do against this PL at, level 25 with 5 items.
Now, I did just talk to Duster. Unfortunately, he's not able to do a post-game interview today. But congratulate them on... Yeah, we'll get him later. Still, congratulate them on this one. Hopefully next time he'll be able to break things down. You know what I think it is? He's afraid to give us these details of the new patch. He's got it all figured out.
This man's a genius, dude.
That's why they're winning. He doesn't want to give up these early strats for free.
Yeah. Honestly, big shout out to Furia Neph. This is an open qualifier team. These guys ran the gauntlet. They made it through opens. They made it through close. They placed in the groups in the lower brackets. They're like, man, maybe they're going to struggle. But you know what? They knocked out Beast Coast in the first round of the lower bracket. These guys are no joke. They're ready to keep their tournament lives on the line. But we got a lot more Dota coming up next. It's going to be Infamous versus Team. And I heard Team's games yesterday were hilarious. So I am super excited to see how they do against Infamous here today. Neph, I know you're wait, what?
There were no games yesterday.
Weren't there? Or was it the day before?
Day before.
Day before. Okay. Well, yeah, you're right. It was the day before. Yeah, Infamous versus Team. I know you're probably on the Infamous train here thinking that this is going to be an easy 2-0 for Infamous, but Team, they've been improving. We'll see how it goes. But any other words before we throw to a quick break? We do have one word I want to mention, but I'll let you say if there's something else.
I just congratulations to Furia, surprising the hell out of me. Beast Coast, unfortunately, they're dropping out of this tournament fairly early.
Yeah.
It sucks as a big Beast Coast fan. I know a lot of people are going to be a little bit disappointed, but I'm a bandwagoner, Ricky. So I am now on the Furia train. They're my favorite team. They're going to win this entire thing.
They're going to do it. They'll take it all the way home. I'm with it, man. I like it. For those of you who don't know, we got to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Mate Mate, as Neph takes a nice little swig at a can right there. Thank you guys so much for supporting the America's Dota scene. We do appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, you can head on over to bts.gg/mate-mate. Enter code BTSDOTA to get yourself a little bit of a discount there, but also to be entered in a raffle where you can win all sorts of different things like gaming chairs, computers, peripherals, keyboards, mice, stuff like that. So make sure to do that. Winner will be chosen on August 23rd. That is the day after the grand finals. So make sure to do that. Again, bts.gg/mate-mate. There's I believe links in chat and in a banner down below, so you literally have no excuse. I don't know. Neph, their stuff's delicious. They just need to do it. I don't know what else to say.
Or don't do it and I'll enter the contest myself. And order it all myself.
More prizes for Mr. Neph. I like it. All right, everyone, stay tuned. We'll be back with some more action here on the Loop at Pro Series Season 7. It's going to be Infamous versus Team Team. We'll see you in a bit.